Hey everyone, so today is the summary day of the week. So we did a lot more lolasanas and ways of working towards it. So that's kind of like the arm push where we lift our butt and our ankles in the shins down version. We did headstands and now we introduced crow. With that, we started changing and getting closer to the wall. So today we're going to do a few kind of tests with that. We're going to see if we're able to hold our crow. So we'll do a few of those. We're going to see if we can go crow to headstand to crow. And then we'll play with one other variation of crow and see where we get with that, plus our holds. So a lot of crow today, but it is truly a pose that summarizes arm bounces. From there you can play with anything. So we're going to have fun with it. It'll be kind of progressive today as well. And let's get to warming up our wrists. So as every other day, fingers pointing outwards, and we're just gonna go in circles. With that, we also worked our core. We also worked compression. And these two aspects kind of make it so that you can move in different shapes, especially while you're inverted. If you ever kind of start feeling like, hey, handstands are going to be possible, see where you can move from it afterwards, go in the opposite direction. So what are things that you would think would be fun to do while in handstand? So maybe shapes that you could change from one to the other, or I'm working towards a one-arm handstand now, pressing into handstand, which is essentially a fun way of getting into it. So it's the entrance. Instead of jumping up, you float. We're gonna bring our fingers forward. Big breath in. Stomach down. Exhale. Mid-spine as high as possible. We're doing that for 3. Now the same thing, except we're just gonna go forward on our wrists as we do it. One more time. We're going to work flexion with our wrists, so just pointing our fingers back, palms up. So the reason why I suggest finding other things to do with your handstand once you're done is that achieving it shouldn't be the end goal. Achieving it is a fun thing to do. It might be a fun party trick, but there should be a reason for why you want to handstand. So maybe it's just going beyond fear, which just handstanding alone is good, so maybe doing that. But I've always wanted to, because I practice yoga, be able to throw handstands into my sun salutation A, B, all that fun stuff. But then once able to do that, I kind of wanted to make sure I kept practicing. So it kind of helps with inspiration and longevity of your practice to kind of just keep seeking things to add into your journey. Or your practice with it, having fun with it. So we're just going to release that. We'll do a nice little hand warm up today. So we're going to go palms up onto our fingers for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our hands, lifting our wrists, or the palm itself, down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to repeat that 3 times. So just 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palm lifts. 10. See if you can go a bit farther forward. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round of these fingertips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms for the last round. Your forearms might be on fire. Mine are feeling it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Just a nice big release. Big breath. So just before we get into it, we're just going to stretch our lower body a little bit and then get into some crow play, headstand, and our holds. So we're just going to start off in plank, big breath. Bend your legs, come down to a floating type child's pose. Bring your hips up for downward facing dog. Big breath. Walk one heel to the ground. Keep staying there, kind of protracting as much as you can through your arms. Enjoying length through your body and opening your hamstrings, your calves, as well as your ankles. People don't think of your ankles that much when you're doing downward facing dog, but it is a great pose for that. You can even rotate your feet and kind of back and forth on it. That's a lot of weight, so maybe just one at a time. So we're going to bend our knees back, go back into plank. We're going to bend our knees back, go back to downward dog. We're doing this for 5. Back to downward dog. See if you can get a bit deeper in your downward dog every time. 4. Back to the front for 3. 2. 1. We're going to stay here. Bring your left foot up on the outside for a lizard lunge. From here, we're just going to extend, lift our back knee up, make sure it's up, and go back and forth, just like we did yesterday or the day before. Opening our hips from here. See how much length we can get in that back leg. Kind of aiming to do like an upward facing dog, one coming forward, and then almost imitating a downward facing dog coming back. Hands back underneath our shoulders. We're going to floss through the leg. You can keep your hands down and just kind of rotate back and forth through your hip. Awesome. Back to plank. We're going to do the opposite side. So once again, reaching far, just going back and forth first. Making a length in our legs, kind of enjoying the mobility that kind of becomes available as we move. And now, as we did earlier, upward facing dog type shape, downward facing dog type shape. And now we're just going to floss through the legs, so toes pointing out. Just trying to move my arms and legs over so I don't hit those blocks. Explore through the movement. Whenever you're doing these type of movements, see what kind of helps to hit the places you need. Opens a bit more mobility, a bit more engagement. One more time each side. Awesome. So from here, we're gonna go for 3 10-second holds into crow. You can have the block behind your feet. I'll do the first one that way just to re-show it. You can have your pillow here if needed. I know it's a lot, we'll take our breaths after, but I think you guys can do it. So I'll do the first one with a block just to show you guys what that looks like again. Big breath in. If you need to keep one foot on the block and just to stay floating off of it, you can do that. I'll even show that version. So once again, elbows coming in, fingers pointing up, bending through, and then our knee will either be on the tricep or near to the elbow, just so it allows for future movement as we wish. Big breath in, going forward. So like I said, we're gonna just float the one toe just to stay off the block for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If it touches, that's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna add a little bit of mobility work between sets, just because I do enjoy doing that in my typical practice. So if I can add it in yours, awesome. So we're gonna sit on that block if we had it. If not, if you have a block, get to it. We're gonna bring our feet pointing directly forward. See if you can bring your weight forward. Forward fold. Holding the back of your heels. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Seat down. We're actually gonna bring our hands underneath our toes if that's possible this time around. We're gonna bring our feet a little bit wider. We're gonna go up for it. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Seat down. One more time before our second crow. Big breath. Let's go forward. Forward fold. Halfway lift. So just looking to straighten out our spine. I know it won't be even with the ground from here. Forward fold. Sit back down. Okay, so the second crow, I'm going to go without any block. We're just going for 10 seconds. If you want to keep a foot on the ground, but still make your way there, and then see if you can float an inch away from the ground, which I'll do, go for it. But if you're fully able to just float, go for the float. Okay, so arms in, elbows squeezing towards each other, just like a chaturanga. Arms about underneath, your hands underneath your shoulders, knees, elbows, or a bit higher. We're leaning forward. Oh yeah, sorry. One toe on the ground just to say lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got a bit too playful and got out of it there, but that's okay. And now, while we're waiting here, if you can bring your legs wide, we're just gonna go for a little bit of mobility from here. Just try to see if you can touch your knees to the ground while keeping the opposite leg flat. Going for 3 on both sides. From here, actually we'll do that in the last round. So that was enough of a break actually. We'll just go for our last one, and if it's accessible, you are going to crow both feet just going towards your sit bones, towards your butt, trying to keep everything even, chest nice and high and proud as a crow. You're not looking directly at the ground or anything. Let's keep this one strong. Let's go for it. Big breath in. Let's go. So we're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope that was fun. I hope you made it through. I hope that all these things are feeling easier with time. We're now going to go into some headstand play. We're going to do 1 rep, both sides, knee in our block, knee hold. So 10 seconds there. We're going to do a crow headstand to crow. If that's not there yet, use a pillow just to raise your head a little bit and really use those breaks. You're pushing through them and using your core to pull and bring your hips back. So we'll go for the 2 headstand holds first. If you still need a block to bring your feet up, that's completely fine. We are only on the end of week 2, so there's still room for tons of growth. We're making our way there, no stress. Big breath in. So I'm keeping the block on the left knee first. So shape first, elbow, hands together, interlace the fingers, head down. Let's go. So we're doing this for 10, 9, 8, Remember to protract. Keep the weight on your head light. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do the opposite side. So it may have been a bit since you've done a headstand. I hope that felt pretty decent. If you need to walk off the wall to get there, that's okay too. Whatever assessments or changes you need for your practice, do them. Modifying is what you need. Modify a lot the first time you do this whole 30 days. Do it and need less modifications. That's completely fine. That's you putting the work in. And be proud of that. Really, in the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So we're going to do block on the right side. I'm just going to change to the opposite side. Elbow touch. Fingers in, bottom pinky in. We're going to walk towards it. Once again, you don't need to press into headstand. Maybe use the blocks, use the wall, float. It would be a press off the wall, but that's okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If all these things are starting to feel easier when you come out of them, that's a good sign. Be proud of that. That means you're really working through these exercises, getting comfort and all that, and that's wicked. We're going to do 3 of the last piece. Actually 4. We're going to end on... So look at this once, and then we're going to try and do it together. If you need something to raise your head here, don't be ashamed of that. Do it. Whether... You know what, I'll do the first round with a block. That's okay. My head's gonna go in here. We're gonna go to headstand. I wish this was about half the height, to be honest, but it is what I have. So we're gonna go crow. So just watch this time around. Crow. Headstand, that's a lot harder with that height. Go back to crow and then see if you can bring your right leg back. We're going to plank. I don't recommend this block. That was really hard. Go with a pillow, go with something that makes it easier to still get into headstand, but increases your height. So maybe 2 towels even. That was a lot of protracting. That would be like working towards a handstand push-up, really. Okay, so we'll do it together. If you don't need the block, awesome. If you do need it, maybe don't bring yourself into headstand. Just go into it and play back to crow to step back to plank. Let's go for it. We're gonna do twice on the, we'll go left, right. Big breath in, go forward, so crow, both feet up. Maybe it's just to stay off the ground. Head down, tripod headstand into a tuck only. Bring your knees back. Bring your sit bones back. Use those fingers to push. Lift your head up. If you need to touch your toes, that's okay. But then bring your left foot back. Plank. I know that's a lot. That's quite advanced. Whatever parts of this that you can do, have fun with them. No stress. I'll do the second round without the headstand. Just a crow play here. Because that could be a variation that you're at, and that's okay. So crow, we're doing the right side now. So crow, head on the block. Bring it back up. Right foot back. Left foot back. We're in our plank. And now we're gonna do the last 2, with whichever variation you're at. So I'm gonna do the headstand tuck. If you're just doing the block, go for the block. Big breath in. Crow, headstand, nice and slow, knees up, we're in a tuck, back to that crow, bring those knees in a comfortable place, squeeze your elbows together, bring your hips back, pushing those fingers, knuckles in the ground, left foot floats back, right foot floats back. And the last one will be on the right leg. If this was way too far, stick to this. That's completely fine. Let's go for it. So big breath in. Let's set for it. Going for your crow. Let's go. Both feet up. If one needs to just stay touching, that's okay. Head down. We're going into headstand with a tuck. Bringing our knees back as tight as we can. This is where that compression is important. That mobility. We're going to bring our hips back, putting the weight onto our palms. Lift up. Oh, we lost it. That's okay. Bring it back to that float. Right foot floating back as much as we can. Left foot. We are there. That is it. Learning to feel the balance back and forth in your hands will make it so that when you're in handstand, you're starting to teeter in either way. You know how to push. You know how to fix that kind of thing. So yeah, that was another drill for that. We're going to do our 3 holds for today. And we are done Zitos. Starting to feel that quite a bit on my wrist. So big breath in. Like we did the last 2 days, we're going to add mobility into these drills between, just to keep it so that the farther we get into this, we don't feel tighter and tighter and tighter. We feel that we're taking the steps needed to be able to continue growing. So to wherever your hands need to be now, put them there. We're going to bring our feet up. We're going for 3 rounds, 10, 15, 15. So this is a big day, I know. We already did a lot. We're going to enjoy this. If you feel like you can float at all, go for it. If you want to get closer to the wall to make it easier and lighter because you're stacking more, go for that. Regardless, go for what works for you. If you need to break up the times, that's also okay. So if you need to pause and do that, that's okay. A big breath in. Next breath, let's go up. So we're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that felt good. We're gonna just first stretch our kind of massage our forearms. So we're gonna bring our arm down. You may see a crease in your forearm. You're kind of just looking to make some motion into that. You can either use your elbow and kind of just chop, putting the amount of weight that you feel feels good. Make your hand open up, that's okay. Don't go too far, and you're never going into the wrist crease over here. Just kind of looking to massage into the muscles. And then we're going to do the opposite side where this big chunk of meat is, and just kind of push and roll through that. But just to what feels good to you. You're not over pushing, you're just kind of helping with blood flow. If you feel ever a place where there's tension, maybe just stay there, kind of breathe through it. I'm not pretending that you are now a registered massage therapist. We're just kind of looking to give ourselves a bit of self-love here. We'll do the opposite side. So just chopping through. Our forearms are taking a lot of weight, a lot of work. It's pushing through those hands a lot, and that might take its toll if you don't take care of it. So I do have massage appointments. I do make sure to take magnesium and other electrolytes. Drinking water is important. All those things that help with this. Okay, so from there, maybe just a little kind of back and forth with the wrists. If that felt good, awesome. You can also use like a squash ball or something and kind of roll through your wrists, just to give a bit of release kind of thing. We're gonna go for round 2, so this one's 15 seconds. I'm gonna keep my foot on the whole time this time, and then probably float on the last, but whichever variation you're comfortable with today is what you're going for. So big breath in, hands underneath your shoulders, gripping the floor as if you want to make a fist. So spider grip it's called. Biceps forward, big breath in. Second one, let's go. So we're going for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Big breath in. So we're going to do another drill that's similar to what we did yesterday for mobility. We're going to bring our arms into cactus. I always like having thumbs in for some reason. It's just kind of a good cue for me. And then keeping your arms about even with your shoulders. I know my arms are tight, so this is going to feel all the feels. We're going to bring our elbows, or thumbs, biceps, our knuckles down, and then back up. I just had a complete brain fart, but I'm sure that you know exactly what I mean. So you're trying to keep your elbows exactly where they are, and then just going up and down. If it is hard to bring your knuckles towards the ground, that means that you're like me and you need to do more of these and more often. So we're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe hug it out or just bring your arms across. Last hold. Let's go for it. So 15 seconds again. This will be our longest day of hold, so we are going to be at 40 seconds. With the next 2 weeks, we're making our way towards a minute and a half. And if you're able to do more or feel like that's getting to need to break it down even more, so go for whatever variation you need. I know I keep saying modify, but I truly believe that gains come from knowing where you are and kind of adjusting to it, not quitting altogether, essentially. So let's go for it. 15 seconds. Big breath in. Let's go. So work your hands as close as you wish. We're going for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. And for the last drill, we'll do this that we've done before. So arm out, or leg out, I should say. Bring your elbow around. Did I lose volume? No. Okay, we're good.